Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Press. We're reaching you live from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Now we'll go straight to analyzing the stories that I read out to you earlier. We've got two guests here in the show, like I said before we went on that break. We have Richard Oriri, who is a politician. Welcome to the show, though. It's great to have you, Mr. Richard.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, and so we also have Habib Gajo, who is a BDC expert. It's great to have you on the show today, this morning.
Good morning, Annabel.
Okay, so let's quickly see how we can manage the next 14 minutes to analyze on these stories. The Punch newspaper screams 2024. Federal government plans 26 trillion naira budget, debt servicing to Gulp 8.25 trillion naira. And the writer to that story says personnel debt service costs to Gulp 62% of 26 trillion naira. Government plans 700 naira per dollar. And I'm sure you must have also been following that report saying that federal government gets over 1.5 billion US fresh World Bank loan and AFDB loans in December. That's still on the Punch newspaper. But then if it flips to the other side, you see subsidy removal, Naira fall, push food inflation to 30.64%. And aside that one again, you have with oil prices going up to over $80 per barrel, and then you still have the dollar at 1,000. As at yesterday, I heard 1,040 naira. Let's come to you, Mr. Habib Gajo. Put all of these monies together. Which way Nigeria? What's happening?
Well, there is no way for Nigeria at this junction. First of all, they have already done the worst right from the last administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. They were devaluing our currency, devaluation, and there is no concrete policies that will back up that devaluation. Normally, we used to have agriculture for consumption and for production for export. Now, even the consumption is very low. It cannot sustain Nigerians. That is why food are expensive, coupled with the removal of subsidy, also destabilize the economy, destabilize the market, destabilize the agriculture. So
did you just say removal of fuel subsidy?
Yeah, removal of fuel subsidy.
Okay. So I have to get in there, because if you check a few days ago, we saw the report saying that the government paid over 8 million naira on fuel subsidy. Because I'm even wondering how come we're still buying fuel at 617 naira or 615 naira per liter, depending on the fuel stations you go, and then dollar is still saying over 1,000 naira. So are you saying that in one way or the other we're not subsidizing when the crude oil price is over $80 per barrel?
Yeah, you see, all those figures are just a terminologies and sweet language. They would tell us big grammar, big English vocabularies, and so if you look at some of their statements, it's just a semantics. You understand? But the real market is not what they are not telling Nigerians. They lost control of the economy. The driver is not there. The passengers were left alone.
Who is the driver you're referring to in this context?
The commander-in-chief, the president commander-in-chief.
Why did you say the driver is not there? Are you not seeing the president?
We are seeing him, but he is not coming forward with his economic policies. You understand? Unlike the day he was inaugurated, he came out with a very good and robust speech that this is how we are going to run our economy. You understand? This is how we are going to, we have removed subsidy, and this is what we are going to benefit. From that speech, we have not heard anything from him about the economy. The last speech he made during 1st October is a different thing. You understand? It's a different speech. He was even begging Nigerians that they should, he's not a magician, we should give him time. And this is
his wife said my husband is not a magician.
And so he's all the same. So now, we have the budget proposal of 26 trillion, debt servicing 8.something
25.
If you put that, how much do we earn? What is our revenue projection? You understand? From there you will now see that we are in deficit. You understand? So that 25 trillion will not be enough. From now we have seen that food is escalating, inflation going high up to 23-24%. Inflation of food, that's where it's too scary. Food.
And then I saw a particular headline saying that, I think it was in Taraba State, that yes, that the foods are now even cheaper, but people don't have the money to buy them.
Yes. So now food is, inflation of food is going high. Goods and services is going high. Definitely you have an economic crisis if not tackled now.
Okay. If you're trying to spell
when you come back to the foreign exchange, recently the governor of the central bank made a very good move by lifting those 43 items. You understand? What it means is that is 50-50. You understand? 50-50 is in the sense that the pressure on Naira will reduce and the pressure on the inflow will also increase, so it will balance the foreign exchange or the forex market to the level of 50-50, because it's not everybody that consume what is being produced outside, but there is critical component of that items like cement. You understand? How much are we buying cement? So the cement that is coming will crash the price of Dangote and Boa. You understand?
So even at Boa, sorry I have to put in again. So even at Boa selling at 3,500, does it make any significant difference?
Boa is selling in his own factory. When you take the logistic, you will still arrive at Dangote's price, because Dangote is using his own trucks, his own drivers, he pays everything, you understand, to the point of the delivery, while Boa is not doing that, so he has to reduce the price, you understand. So these are the arithmetics that is there, you understand. So now when during the floating of Naira, when the acting governor central bank float the Naira, I was here, I kick against it. I said, no, you can't be floating Naira all the time, because floating is devaluation. He devalued Naira to 665. Today, we are talking of 700. 700 in import and export. You understand?
That's the I&E window.
I&E window. And these 47 items, some of them will come to the local market and purchase it. That is why I said 50-50. You understand? It will reduce. So the pressure on Naira will reduce. Naira will gain. It is lost glory. You understand? So there is hope on that. But honestly, 700 is from I&E window is not good, because it's I&E window that pushes the parallel market, as they call it, parallel market, local market, black market. But all what we know is a local market under the central bank. So now we are expecting that the central bank will now start providing, even if it is $20,000, $50,000 to the bureau de change, so that those items will get their forex from the foreign market, like BDCs. You understand?
All right. So let's bring almost same question to you, Richard Oriri. Daily Sun says reps under fire over 130 million Naira SUV. Nigerians furious as federal lawmakers are getting expensive vehicles at a time of economic hardship. We have the loan that they want to take from the World Bank that has been approved by the FEC yesterday, 1.5 billion US dollars. You're still talking about inflation gone record high, and then you have debt servicing to go up to 62% of 2024 budget. But then they tell Nigerians, you need to cut your coat according to your fabric. But then are they also doing the same thing? Are they practicing what they preach? Are they cutting their coat according to their materials if they have to get 130 million naira for just SUV? What are your thoughts?
Like from what my colleagues just said, the issue of too much pressure on the dollar in Nigeria, and from the question you raised now, everything boils down to corruption. I will put it this way. Corruption is the center of all that we are seeing in the country. Like I read online last night about National Assembly, especially the rep angle, buying a SUV of 200 million naira. You put it 130 something or 170 something million. But
just
what I read was 200 million naira. And for my calculation, if you look at it, 200 million naira times 360 members, that's about 72 billion, almost a trillion naira just for vehicle. And if you look at the 2024 budget now, 26.1 or point something trillion, Nigerians are not moved by our budget estimate any longer. For the past 7, 8, 12 years, nothing about budget move citizens, because the reason is that if the budget of your country is higher, like 2024 budget now higher than 2023 budget, what should be the expectation of Nigerians should be that yes, we will see development in this area, and we will check what is going to agriculture, what is going to health sector, what is going to educational sector. But even looking at it from the estimate, you will see clearly that Nigerian budget over the years has been prepared and proposed for individuals and not for national interests. I said they proposed Nigerian budget for individual benefit and not national benefits.
So are you saying that both previous and current administration have been signing and approving a budget for individuals?
From the previous budget and from what you see on ground in Nigeria, what will be a comparison? There is not. You will see nothing on ground. Like last month or so, when the current Minister of FCT assumed office, he exposes too many things. Just 2-3 kilometer roads that was awarded for 9 billion naira. Before you know it, got up to 17 billion. Before you know it, got up to 70 something billion. Where is the fact on ground? There is no fact on ground. Who are the people taking this money? The same citizens. We lack like if you look at what is happening in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine, you will see Ukraine. What they are trying to protect is their national value, which is socialism. Russia protecting national value, which is socialism. Ukraine wants to practice democracy, and US is supporting Ukraine to take democracy to that region. And Russia, they are seeing Ukraine that if they should allow Ukraine to practice democracy, it means America, which is their core enemy, will be at their doorstep, and it will be very bad for their security. For that reason, they will have to launch war against Ukraine, stopping Ukraine not to introduce democracy within that region. What America is protecting all over the world today is democracy and open market economy. That is their national value. In Nigeria, we have no single national value. And if you go to India today, the national value of India is human capital development. Every elite in India, once you take position, public position, your target is how to increase human capital. And they are benefiting. They have more population than Nigeria today. India, they have The religion in India, they are more than what we have in Nigeria. The different religion we have in India is more than what we have in Nigeria. The different ethnic groups that they have in India is more than what we have in Nigeria. But they are managing it. They are managing it. But in this country, our national value, core national value is self. Self, clannish interest, selfish interest, regional interest, tribal interest. If you assume office, the first target is your family. The second target is your tribe. The third target is your religion. That is what is going on in this country. Like this 2024 budget that they have estimated 26 trillion. That is what is coming from the executive. Is the proposal from the executive. When it gets to National Assembly, you will see that this 2024 budget will still got up to 30 or 30 something trillion naira. Because the House of Representatives, the senators, they will equally have to bring in things from their federal constituency into this appropriation. Is it at that point now you now start getting budget padding?
Yes.
From that point you will start having budget padding, and it's safe. It's about safe. It's not about national interest. So our challenge, and most of this, like this budget that is proposed in Naira, the moment they start implementing it, the kickback that will get to the politicians, below the change in this country, they receive more inflow than our commercial banks.
Okay.
The kickback from the implementation of this budget,
it looks like you're not agreeing to it.
The kickback from the implementation of this budget that goes back to these politicians, the credit below the change, and below the change take this dollar straight to these politicians. And it's simple economics calculation. The higher the moment demand is high, if demand for anything is high, you will see that the price of that particular goods will go up. Okay. Demand for dollar in Nigeria is so high because all the elites, they trade in dollar. They don't trade in Naira. It's just the poor masses at the grassroots that uses Nigerian currency. Majority of our politicians, they use foreign currency. So in the whole of African region, sub-region, you will see that it's only in Nigeria that there is so much pressure on dollar. And it's self-made. There is no how we can bring down dollar exchange with Naira immediately, except we keep corruption, except these politicians change their mind. Until we change our mind, there will be not, and majority of them who are stockpiling these dollars, they are afraid that, the previous government, they try to redesign our currency. And once that is done, if you stockpile Naira, it will be a waste. So the fear of that, they stockpile dollars. And these dollars that they are stockpiling, at the end, they will see that it has gone up. Some of them will still push it to the below the chain to sell for them again. If you go to Zone 4, every day on daily basis, almost in the 36 states of Nigeria and the state capitals in Nigeria, every corner, they sell dollar now in this country. So it's a very terrible situation until we change our mindset as citizens to value this nation more than ourselves. All this, corruption is the center of.
Before you go ahead, Habib Gajo, because I know I've said this. I have said this 1,000 bazillion times. People keep saying that BDCs, they are the problem of Nigeria. So now that you are here, it's actually better that you're able to demystify that. But let's quickly take this call before we go ahead. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, beautiful morning to you, all the Honorable Gajo, Honorable Oriri. Good morning. You are on to SMD from Lagos.
SMD from Lagos. Great to hear from you.
Thank you very much. I always appreciate KAFTAN for giving us this sample opportunity to say our mind and then bringing out the resource people to come and then tell us exactly what is on the ground. It's quite recommendable. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Two things resonate with me. First of all, the budget, which is 26 trillion, while 17 days ago, almost 8.25 trillion. And that is a super one. When you ask yourself, where are we heading to? Are we for real? That's by the way. Then secondly, the headline of the song, which all the National Assembly members will go for 130 million SUV. You see, that is the problem. problem when you do the political comparative analysis of the other countries and the international communities, you will realize that Nigeria is running a very expensive government. Very, very expensive. While we are not productive, and we are not ready to be productive. So, my question is, when we have the National Economic Council Committee, which is under the Constitution of 1999, our federal Constitution of 1999, that each and every governor is a member of that committee. A CDS governor is part of that committee. The committee was chaired by the Vice President. Where are they doing? Why are we waiting for IMF and the World Bank to come and tell us what to do? That's the question. Does that mean that we don't have the experts? Our technical and vocational centers are down. The power supply is down. Our infrastructure are down. I don't know whether you understand my point. So how are we going to be productive in this kind of a system? Are we accepting Nigerians to be taxing each and every blessed day because of revenue, this and that? So
All right.
the question is, we are running an expensive government, and we have to at least put the national interest, like you just mentioned. And I always mention this, we need to learn how to bridge the gap between religion and ethnicity. Because like you said, when you have a power, you will be thinking of your clan, you will be thinking of your community, you will be thinking of your tribal people. Who does that in a developed world? We don't do that. We are to advance. Thank you very much. I remain SND from Lagos.
Excellent from Lagos. Great to hear from you. Thank you so much for your contribution. All right. Habib Gajo.
So
BDCs are the most powerful people in Nigeria, and they're the ones that are causing the mayhem. That's why I keep hearing.
They are not. Let me tell you something and correct the impression that Mr. Richard. You see, people don't know. I think you too don't know that BDCs did capitalization. Almost 100 million naira and $20,000 not refundable to the CBN. We have done that. You understand?
When did this happen?
It happens during Obasanjo, it happens during Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and Jonathan increases from 35 million, from 10 million during Obasanjo to 25 million during Yar'Adua, then to 35 million during Jonathan, and to 100 million during President Muhammadu Buhari.
What's the current one now?
So it's still there at 100 million. You understand? Capitalization and $20,000 not refundable. You understand? So for everybody to say that is BDC, there is corrupt people bring their dollar or purchase from the BDC, or is BDC that is supplying. BDC don't manufacture dollar. BDC bought their dollar either from the bank or from the central bank.
Okay, let's take this call from Elder Zion. He's been calling. Hello, good morning, Elder Zion.
Hello.
Good morning, Elder Zion.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead. You have less than 1 minute.
God bless. Thank you. I want to comment on the class that were just vote for the National Assembly members.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
You see, I don't know when we will start telling ourselves the truth. To be honest in governance, these people have been telling us, cut your debt, economy is not in order. We will get there someday. But unfortunately, their own debt is being loosened. They are losing their own to accommodate so many other debts. How can somebody, one person, get 100 million worth of car? According to them, and the people who said it, 100 million in a country that is citizen is almost eating from the dustbin. And our leaders, they should change there. They should change there. They should treat us Organization of Islamic Conference.
Okay.
So now I want him to help us. Where did Nigeria start to be member of an Islamic country? In Nigeria, an Islamic country, contrary to the provision of the Constitution,
All right.
which says that Nigeria should not have any national religion.
All right.
So
Thank you so much.
Now register Nigeria as an Islamic country.
Thank you so much, Elder Zion.
Please.
Thank you so much, Elder Zion. Very well taken. Okay. Please land on your thoughts.
So the capitalization, we assess our dollar is ordinarily is CBN that used to sell for us, you supply us, and also during Obasanjo to Eradua, there is what we call autonomous market. You understand? $250,000 we buy from bank is an autonomous market, but from the way the government is putting the price or jacking the price or devaluing the Naira, keep borrowing, you understand, escalating the inflation, you can't blame BDC.
How does that affect you?
It affects Nigerians, it affects the market, it affects everybody, because whatever you earn has no value. If you earn $50,000, $50,000 Naira today, you go to market, a bag of rice is more than 50,000 Naira. So nobody is benefiting from this. Whether you are British change, you are bank, you are this, you are that. It's only the corrupt members of the political class, like he said, you understand, from where they assess their own dollar is different, because I've said several times, even the oil marketers, they are putting blame on BDC. They will now quote BDC price that dollar is more than 100. You understand? They don't buy from BDC. They buy from I&E window. You understand? It's there for them. It's not for BDC. You understand? So they should stop lying to Nigerians. If you combine all the cities in Nigeria, where BDCs sells, you understand, or buy, they don't buy more than $10 million or 20, or they don't sell to $20 million.
You don't accuse BDCs of you. Every pocket in Nigeria you go to find.
Everybody is accusing BDC. While BDC are not doing anything. You understand? So oil marketers will lie against BDC. So everybody will lie against BDC.
Sir.
Yes. But the corruption
person.
Yes.
There is no how I will trust you as a citizen on what you are saying.
I'm not saying you should trust me, but I'm saying the fact
of business interest. You are not protecting the interests of this country. From what you are saying, be nationalistic in your statement, sir.
Now, I'm coming
from his statement. BDC operators used to buy dollars from CBN.
From CBN,
yes. But ordinarily CBN, which is federal government and constitution creation, should be the only avenue where you can get dollar. CBN gives dollar to commercial banks. And as citizen, if you need dollar, you go to commercial bank, you make withdrawal of dollar, or you get dollar from banks. But today, the pressure to get dollar is not even on commercial banks. Now, what I'm saying is this: below the change operators, politicians, and the CBN in particular, governors, especially the previous administration, from Obasanjo to even Jonathan to Buhari, what they do is they have particular individuals that these government officials direct to CBN to getting dollars and taking it to bureau de change. Most of Nigerian politicians now have bureau de change. They are into bureau de change. They are into business. They are bureau de change operators. Most of Nigerian politicians and individuals, they have these people in Zone 4 and in other places where who manage this below the change business for them.
Okay.
They get this dollar for CBN. No,
You see,
when it's realistic in everything.
Okay, so I need to land on your
There is no how the pressure of dollar will come down. They said we change our mindset.
All right.
We change our mindset.
All right, so thank you, Richard. Just in 1 minute, you can help us so we can just land on that.
Mr. Richard, you see, a layman on that aspect will never understand. You understand?
It's not sure.
Understand
I'm saying what I'm saying from experience.
Let me, even from the experience.
I'm saying what
do you know how many windows that the CBN has from supply for the supply of dollar? There is from M. There is this. There is that. Even custom duties and so on. Everything. The central bank is so porous that anybody can access. You understand? That, I agree with you, is a level of corruption from the government and the politicians. You understand? It has nothing to do with bureau de change, who buy and sell, who in 1 naira, 2 naira, or 1 naira 50 kobo. It doesn't have. It doesn't.
Are you saying that you don't make profits?
We make profit, but our profit is limited. You understand? It's 1 naira, 50 kobo.
According business to make
Yes, according to the central bank, and we pay bank COTs because central bank don't collect cash. We pay through commercial banks. They collect COTs. CBN collect 1 naira charges, and our profit is 1 naira to 1 naira 50 kobo, and we make returns of our sales. You understand? Every week we make returns. So during those returns, CBN audit bureau de change more than the banks, more than commercial banks. The only banks that were not audited, or financial institutions that were not audited by the central bank, I think, is only microfinance bank. You understand? So these are the issues.
All right.
If you are from the other angle, you will not understand.
All right. Looks like this conversation we have to take it.
Yes, and I want to remind Mr. Richard now. Another devaluation in 3 months of Muhammad Buhari from 411 naira to 665, now to 700. Is it CBN that devalued the naira, or is it CBN that crashed naira?
Thank you so much.
The pressure is the pressure of dollar that is making the pressure. The demand for dollar is so high.
So you mean the Nigeria? Wait, you mean the government don't have by yourself? You mean the government don't have mechanism? They don't have mechanism of managing the price.
Is high.
You mean
thank you so much,
Annabel, let me tell you, during Abacha, let me tell you what happened during Abacha. During Abacha, Nigerian naira was devalued.
All right.
You understand?
Habib Gajo, our time is fast spent. Thank you so much. That's the much we can actually take. Our time is fast spent. Thank you so much. It looks definitely
like this.
We are going to take this conversation to another, and probably get another program that would give us more time. But that's much we can take. Okay, so we have been chatting with Habib Gajo, who is a BDC expert, and we were talking to Richard Oriri, who is a politician. It looks like this conversation will definitely continue. Keep watching KAFTAN TV. My name is Annabel Orji. Good morning, Nigerians.